Good morning, people. Monday morning out here in the Northeast region. Uh, we're experiencing gale winds, and I'm gonna tell you, people, I didn't even know what gale winds was. I had to look it up, and they said that gale winds are winds that exceed 30 to 40 knots, something like that. I don't even know if I got that right, but whatever it is, it sounded dangerous, but that's what we're experiencing out here on the East Coast. It's somewhat tapered down a bit, not quite as blustery as it was last night. We did get a little bit of snow, but outside of that, right now we're in you know, uh, the D now May of this particular storm. At least, hopefully, we are. But moving on, there was a storm last night out there in Kansas City, and it had ended with Ben Roethlisberger retiring in defeat. You know, it was a hell of a storm. It was a storm that really was minimalized up until, let's say, the second quarter. Second quarter, 3rd and 1. When we got to that second quarter, 3rd and 1, after they had drove the length of the field, where they were basically, being contained and controlled the whole game. You saw it. Everybody was on edge. And I really thought that if Pittsburgh was able to make that 3rd and 1, that they probably would have won the game. That 3rd and 1 was so important because not only does it continue the matriculation of the ball down the field, but it keeps the opposition that somehow had gained confidence off the field. It keeps the opposition that had gained momentum off the field. It cools them down. Dionte Johnson, who dropped that 3rd and 1 ball. In fact, it was the second drop on 3rd and 1 that he kind of foiled. Worked so hard on the off season to minimalize the drops. You see him on the sidelines and he's catching the tennis ball. And this is something that helped him during the year. I will say, the drops did go down. He didn't have as many drops as he did last year. But I noticed when it started to get colder outside, when it started to get frigid, even below freezing, that monster reared his ugly head again. And see, what I don't understand is that, why is he even training with tennis balls? Seems to me that, Roethlisberger throws footballs. And he throws footballs whether it's 90 degrees or whether it's 30 below. And those footballs are coming out like bullets. Seems to me like, he should ask Ben, to come with him on the sideline and throw him some balls and, and under those conditions. And this way, he can kind of like, get himself up to speed. He can make the clutch catch at the 3rd and 1. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the 3rd and 1 was the game. When he dropped that 3rd and 1, not only did he drop the ball, but the rest of the team did too. You see, football, just like any other sport, is a team sport. And one thing that you can't remove from the team sport is the human element. In the same way that I turned the TV off when Dionte dropped that 3rd and 1 ball, the team turned the game off, in their minds, and that human element. They said to themselves, damn, why does he keep dropping the ball? We out here playing our butts off. We're containing the number one or one of the number one offenses in the league, shorthanded. We don't have everybody. We playing our best, and he keeps dropping the ball. This is over. And their play reflected that. I believe on the next 7 or 8 possessions, Kansas City, just walked down the field and scored. Those 3rd and 1s, those short yardage situations are pivotal. I pronounced it right. Pivotal. They're pivotal in life. The 3rd and 1s, the ones that we take for granted. We spend all our time on the sidelines catching bombs, but we don't realize that all we have to do is catch the simple ball. We can move the chains, and we can kind of keep going in life. That 3rd and 1 really is a metaphor for life, the 3rd and 1. Because right now, as a society, as a world, as a people, we're in a 3rd and 1. We're in a time in this life, in this world where, we have to kind of slowly and methodically keep moving the chains. And, it's not about taking giant steps right now. It's the little steps that counts. Those intricate tendencies, those intricate details that, make the difference between moving the chains and not. And in this case, like Dionte, all we have to do really is keep catching the ball, keep the team spirits up, keep the mindset and the mentality of the people around us strong and anchored, in the foundation that everybody is going to do their job to get the win. That's what we're up against right now in the world, ladies and gentlemen. We're at a 3rd and 1. We got this COVID-19 raging. We got the economy collapsing. We got families estranged. We got the mass, we got the jazz, we got the jobs lost, we got the moratorium ending, we got homelessness raging in the streets. We got crime, we got robbery, we got filching, we got stealing. We got unbelievable things going on right now that half the time we don't even know about. It's 3rd and 1 right now, ladies and gentlemen. If we're going to keep this thing together, we're going to have to come together as a unit and as a community. So-called black and so-called white, and we have to unify ourselves on the issues. And we have to understand that the most important thing right now is not only catching the ball, but moving the chains and to keep this thing going. That is the most important thing. And we have to keep updating ourselves with the things that we are going to need to survive, that we are going to need to protect our babies, that we are going to need to ensure that the educational system is steadfast in its approach to, honoring, those principles which are going to guide our youth along the way in life. We have to hold those doctors and nurses accountable, who maybe against their will or against their better judgment or maybe even against their oath are doing things that are, centered around impropriety. We can't take the little things for granted, ladies and gentlemen, or we're going to get blown off the field the same way my Pittsburgh Steelers did last night. We have to pay attention to the small, minute details, and we have to focus on catching the ball in those, those dynamic moments, those moments that are going to make the difference between us winning and going home or retiring permanently. So let's pay attention to that, and God bless Dionte on his his road in the future. Maybe he can learn something from this exercise last night about the 3rd-and-1s and how that translates into him catching the ball at the right moment. See, we don't care about those touchdowns that come when we're when the time is running out. We need you to just make a first down. Don't worry about the touchdowns right now. Don't worry about scampering with the ball before you have it tightly grasped in your hands. We just need you to make the catch on the 3rd-and-1 so that we can preserve all of the effort that the whole entire team is putting forth in this game, this team game, where all the units, all the links of the wheel of the chain are going to be needed to win the game. It's a unifying force when all the units are working together, when we can all kind of push forward on that 3rd-and-1 and get that yard and keep the chains moving. It didn't happen last night, at least not on that 3rd and 1 in the second quarter with about I believe it was 5 minutes and 45 seconds left. The 3rd and 1 made would have been the game for Pittsburgh, and I believe Roethlisberger would be playing next week. But that's not the case. But it doesn't have to be the case with the real world. We have to make the 3rd and 1s. We have to catch the ball. We have to be able to see where these yards, if we make enough of those yards, will get us to the finish line. But outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been, hopefully it'll be a good day for you. Hopefully the weather on your side of town is nice, and it's conducive to you being able to go out there and grow. But like I said before, no matter what Mother Nature gives us, believe it or not, it's good. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, talk to you later.